Okay, so let me show you what a broadsheet is. Not just for year 10, probably could be for all years. This is an example of a broadsheet. I'm going to take you through the kind of information that you can get out of a broadsheet, and there is a substantial amount. Okay, and you can be asked any question from this particular broadsheet. So firstly, let's have a look. We can notice here, obviously, it's very clearly labelled source A, source B, source C, source D, source E, source F. Okay, now we have a number of things, obviously, which are given to us straight away. We have the flag of Nepal with its very odd shape, okay, probably unique in the world. We also have a picture of Nepal and where it fits into that part of Asia, okay, near the, well, obviously to the north of India. We have the country of Nepal. We also have gross domestic product by sector. So we also look at what the country makes in terms of its money, its earnings, and how it's divvied up. So again, you could be asked a simple question about, to what extent does the industry contribute to Nepal's GDP? Obviously, in this instance, a bit like a peace sign, industry is smaller to agriculture and services. We also have tourism in Nepal. So it tells you how people arrive by air, by land, annual rate of change. So looking at percentage of people, like tourism, people coming and going, how it changes on a year-to-year basis. We also have the earning in convertible currency, so what tourism earns for the nation. We can sort of see here 2007 obviously was a very, very good year, so it's $181 million. We also have more information about the economy of Nepal, GDP per capita, so we can see here how much money people earn per head of population. So we have here is in US dollars, okay. And we see here, you may be asked a question about living standards, okay, and you could indicate here that there has been an increase in the per capita amount of money being earned per person, okay, except for the year 2008. There's a change here. We can also see a temple in Nepal, so something about religion. If we open up, okay, we have Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal. So we have here a very detailed map with a scale down the bottom, 1 to 50,000. So for every 1 on this map, it's 50,000 in real life. So if I was giving an example, if I was to take a ruler, okay, and we were to look at, say, this part of Nepal, and we could say that this block is about 2 centimeters. Okay, in real life, okay, this distance. So if we look at the city takes up about, well, probably two of those blocks. So 2 centimeters times 50,000, and then you will arrive at, what's that, 100,000 centimeters. Convert 100,000 centimeters down into, say, kilometers or even meters, and then we'll come up with the size of the city. There's a reason I'm not a mathematician. Sources H and I, we can also see down here. Pollution on Mount Everest. Okay. Trekking. We can also see density. So this tells us about persons per square kilometre in the district. So above 1,100 people per square kilometre, you obviously will be around the capital, Kathmandu. And we know it's the capital because it's also indicated here on our key. We also have Tenzing Norgay, who with Edmund Hillary in 1953 climbed Mount Everest for the first time. Well, first documented ascent and descent. We have Source L climbing Everest. Okay, we can see here the peak up to the top. We also have at the top some population pyramids. Okay, so if we look at population pyramids, this is 2005. This is the expected population pyramid for 2050. Okay, so we have here a very broad base and a very narrow top. Now what that indicates, of course, is a population which tends to have a high birth rate but dies young or does not live to later age. Now that is obviously linked to things such as healthcare, different there's different reasons for that, of course. There's war, there's other factors contribute to that, but generally it's about what part of the world they are in and the earnings of the country. Obviously Australia has a population pyramid which is a little bit more similar to this. However, what you will have is, in Australia for example, is a much lower birth rate, and a greater amount of the population is in this middle period. So it's more like a ball shape than anything else, the population ball rather than population pyramid. But we also see here with 2050, the difference between these two population pyramids is in the next 45 years, it is expected that the Nepalese will have an improve in their healthcare, in their life expectancy, and so therefore we see these ages up the top growing or staying alive for longer. Okay, it's still not quite at the same par, on par with the Western world, but it's very similar. We can also see here with employment in Nepal from 52% in 2002, we're nudging probably 59 up here in 2008. On the back, we see here again life expectancy. This is across the globe. We also have rainfall. Okay, there's a number of things here. There's temperature. Okay, and we have, that's the average. We have the maximum and the minimum temperature. We also have rainfall. We also have humidity. So we've got a lot of information in that one graph. Okay, a weather map. So we have a series of lows over Nepal, which would likely bring, if it's a low, probably, it depends what time of year, July, probably bring monsoonal possible rains, but also maybe snow at higher altitudes. Hillary and Tenzing Norgay again. We also have total precipitation, okay, which would give us an idea of the kind of rainfall that we would have and where obviously it would take place, and also a story here accompanying the picture about Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. So again, I've just demonstrated there how much information you can see in the one broadsheet. It's quite substantial, and you may be asked about any element of that, or in conjunction with different different sources within that broadsheet. You'll be able to respond hopefully to the questions that are asked. Thank you.